Good morning, Deb.
Good morning. Do you enjoy a good cup of coffee during your morning routine? Did you know that nearly 10 billion plastic single-serving coffee cups are brewed every year? But have you ever wondered where those plastic cups end up? Joining us this morning is Joe Landfill, host for the PBS show Growing a Greener World. He tells us how we can have our coffee and help Mother Earth be a better place at the same time. Joe, what's the scoop of the problem with plastic single-serve coffee cups?
Well, they really add up and they never break down. And for example, in 2014, we consumed 9.8 billion of those plastic cups. And they're small. Collectively, though, when you add those up and line them up end to end, they circle the globe 11 times. That's how many on those 9.8 billion plastic cups. And then they don't break down. So where do they go? They end up in a landfill. And there they contribute to this problem of methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas that's about 21 times more potent than carbon dioxide. That's the one we always hear about as being a bad greenhouse gas. Methane's much worse than that. And those pods in the landfill, they contribute to that.
So how can I help Mother Earth with my morning coffee?
Well, here's the thing. Us coffee lovers, we don't want to give up our coffee and we love our convenience. But up to now, that convenience has had a cost. But Hills Brothers has just introduced a compostable coffee pod, a 100% compostable coffee pod that will break down completely in a commercial composting facility. So that's what we want to start doing, is looking for that option in the future.
How can consumers advocate for more composting?
Well, first of all, educating ourselves is the first step. Absolutely, because some people get overwhelmed and they think composting is complicated and they just can't do it themselves, but it's far simpler than I think people realize. And so educating ourselves is very important, and a place to go, there's lots of places to go to do that, but one that I like is coffeecomposting.com, because it really talks about from the ground floor up what we can do to learn more about composting. And if we want to use these pods and we want to find out where to get them to do our part with using compostable pods, there's information there on where we can find them as well.
How will a consumer know if they have a compostable pods or not?
Yeah, well, it's a big deal, because up to this point, those pods, those plastic cups have not been compostable. So now that we have that option in the compostable pods, that information is going to be right there on the packaging. So when we go to our stores, we want to look for that. And right now, they're being rolled out in Chicago initially, but then they're going to be expanding to other cities over time. So we want to definitely look for that, or contact our grocery store manager or our legislators and try to get those into our stores.
Can you tell us quickly what's the difference between recycling, biodegradable, and composting?
Oh, yes. Well, all of those are important, but compostable is really what we want to strive for. Basically, we're talking about good, better, and best. And best is compostable, because there you're taking an organic or a natural product, and when you've consumed it and you put it back into the composting stream, it breaks back down into soil, basically. So that's the best way. Biodegradable will break down over time, but the question is how much time and where does that happen? And many times that's in a landfill, and of course we talked about the methane gas. Recyclable is good, and we want to do that as often as possible, but we're taking something that we've already used and we're putting it back into the system to be used some more, but eventually it's going to end up into the waste stream as well. So although it's good, it's only good. Best is compostable.
Where can our viewers go to get more information?
I would have viewers go to coffeecomposting.com, because there you can start educating yourself and you can find out where these pods are available and learn more about the pods too.
Thank you for taking the time to tell us how we can make Mother Earth a better place. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.